Like the tiny creature, ants represent the nobility and the true beauty of the strength of unity. Whatever one says about the most populous black nation on earth, there is no taking away the fact that Nigeria's strength lies in her diversity. From time immemorial, the thread of unity held Nigerians of different ethnic groups together, with each finding comfort in domains other than theirs. Today, contemporary challenges are putting this age-long tradition, which has seen cultures interwoven through marriages and lifelong friendships, to test. From Adamawa to Benue and Rivers State in South Nigeria, the tale is one of uncertainty and mistrust, with scarce natural resources identified as predisposing factors. As federal and state governments intensify collaboration for speedy resolution of clashes and misunderstanding amongst hitherto peaceful communities, the Dateline 360 crew in this edition highlights soul-lifting examples of the true essence of Nigeria as envisaged by its founding fathers. Thanks for joining us. I'm Hawa Salihu Adama. It's good to have you join us at this time on Dateline 360. Ants can lift 20 times their own body weight. If a grain or millipede is too large to move, they pull together. A lesson about individual witnesses and united strength, which commentators believe Nigeria as a nation is blessed with, aware of, but yet to fully maximize to become the true giant it is meant to be. Abdullahi Garba Brinin Kudu, however, in our lead report this edition, puts the Nigerian dream, past and current realities, into perspective.
Let
me tell you, we are many here. Even central bank and
name
Ibrahim Suleiman. I come from Katsina State, Bindawa local government, Mbaba State, Mbaba side. Awa ati Yoruba ati àwọn Hausa ní àdúgbò àti kankan ní gbẹ̀yìn side kò sí wàhálà kankan.
Who said Nigeria is not a peaceful country? I am now in the midst of Fulani herdsmen who move all the way from Kano to Ekiti, Ado Ekiti in particular, to sell Fura and Nono. This scenario captured barely 4 years ago of Northerners feeling safe and at home thousands of kilometers other than their own are reported cases of Southerners feeling comfortable equally in some states in northern Nigeria reflects the dream of Nigeria's founding fathers. What is the situation today is a task before the Dateline 360 team, which I led.
It's not as if we don't like ourselves. It's not as if we don't love ourselves. We are one Nigeria. I still believe that we share the vision. People like Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and the other from the north, the vision they had for this country. I still believe that the people, the leaders, are a major problem.
Because this cross-cultural assimilation has over the years helped in engendering peaceful coexistence, mutual respect and boosting economic activities between Nigerian ethnic groups, some factors such as poverty, illiteracy, propaganda and politics of hatred are shaking this mutual trust as attested to by some respondents. They also attributed the situation to the degeneration of the society and factors related to greed, ignorance, and lack of cultural orientation, especially on the part of the younger ones.
You can see the speech of the late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. He said, he's an Igbo man. He said, as long as if Chief Obafemi Awolowo or the Balewa or the Sardauna win the election, as long as Nigeria will be true, will be a better place for the people and outside the people of Nigeria to enjoy. It's a welcome development to him. So if you quote this speech, you know that their politics is a good politics.
The tribalism, ethnicity, we need to drop all those ideas so that Nigeria become a united nation.
But many, however, believe hope is not lost. Mr. Chris Aja of Igbo extraction from Ebonyi State has been in northern Nigeria for decades and believes the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable.
Accommodation, if we can make ourselves available, an Igbo man sees an Hausa man as a brother, an Hausa man sees a Yoruba man as a brother, I think we will think Nigeria better than ethnicity.
Going forward, Nigerians suggest inculcation of moral values on the younger ones, promotion of unity by politicians through their campaigns, and above all, consolidation of pillars of unity like the NYSC scheme, school exchange programs, among other measures. Well, Hawa, as the most populous black nation with more than 300 ethno groups, Nigeria is a blessed country which observers believe need to be maximized to the advantage of the country rather than using it to promote elements of divisive tendencies. Voting for Dateline resisting. Abdullahi Gababon.
Sure, Abdullahi, that I guess is work in progress as captured in Amina Fidi Amadu's package from northeast Nigeria, which despite challenges of insecurity, is still home to visitors who believe in the Nigerian dream.
Kanem Borno Empire has been in existence for over 1,000 years. It had over the years become home to people from different parts of the country, living in peace with one another. Like other Nigerian cities, Maiduguri metropolis has settlements that are known for a particular tribe, like the Hausari, where the Hausas have settled side by side with the Yorubas, and Cheskon area, which is popular with the Igbo settlers.
We have Yoruba, the early settlers that came to Maiduguri were here over 100 years ago. And there was never a time we ever heard of any bad incidents between the Yorubas and our host community.
Borno ta kai matsayin inda za a koyi da irin zaman Borno a Najeriya gaba daya.
Ni yare na Bafulatani ne gaba da baya. Kuma zamana a jihar Borno, alhamdulillah.
Our forefathers were here far back as 60s and have been living peacefully with the people of the state. And since that existence, Igbos have not had problem with any person in the state here. The Igbos in the state understand that the Boko Haram crisis was not created by the state. It was something that was created by outsiders and brought into the state. So when the crisis started and some Igbos were killed, Igbos still stood behind the state.
I was born and bred in Benue State. I got married to a Kanuri man from Borno State, and we have children. I speak Kanuri, at least I can communicate with a market woman.
Also, that chira da kaundi. We fere chadie, amakma wu Kanuri do manain. Okay, I just greeted. After greeting, I said I'm from Chad, but I understand Kanuri.
The transaction of various businesses is what brought the people together.
Kasu the king, Kasu battery the king. I'm into battery business. I'm an Igbo girl.
The state is accommodating, and our people have been making progress in the state in terms of business, in terms of even in the civil service. You will find Igbos in the civil service of the state.
Borno is known for its peace and hospitality, as evidenced in the mutual coexistence among people of different backgrounds who, despite the insurgency, have continued to live in peace with one another. The various traditional rulers say what needs to be done is to intensify prayers for peace to prevail in the state. Amina Fidi Amadu, reporting for Dateline 360.
Prayers backed with conscious efforts and resolve to remain one united entity, Amina. Now to Nigeria's south city of Uyo in Akwa Ibom State, where Miriam Vincent Oko takes us through the story of a settlement which has become a rallying point for many, irrespective of religious or ethnic backgrounds. Welcome to Nasarawa in Akwa Ibom State.
The story of this community, which comprises mainly of Nigerians from the northern part of the country, dates back to 1999, when a few of them met with the government in power to seek for relocation where they could transact their daily business activities. This area at Mbakitam in Itu local government area of Akwa Ibom State was then allocated to them. But from what we see today, the area has transformed from a mere business center into a home for so many of them. Nasarawa Market, as it is generally referred to, has indeed become an integral part of Akwa Ibom State, whose force of attraction emanates from the role it plays in the daily lives of the people. For those who want to have a taste of the northern experience in Akwa Ibom State, Nasarawa is the immediate answer. Our trip to the area brought us in contact with Alhaji Umaru Usman from Adamawa State, who has lived in Akwa Ibom State for over 30 years. He tells us how Nasarawa community came to be.
A good one, my brother, Alai Barkindo Umar, Mohammed Umar, he called it. I am with him who opened this place.
How did the place be that time?
Well, it's a bush. It's a bush. All this place now, all a rat dead. So we just try the money sumo. After 5 years ago, I will get looking the place come and develop.
In short, I live in Akwa Ibom State a long time. I go to school here, from primary to secondary school. Akwa Ibom is a very peaceful place, and we are making business here steadily without any disturbance.
The name Nasarawa has indeed played out in Mbakitam village, its host community, where the people have over the years continued to coexist peacefully. Village head of Mbaki Korokwitak in Itu local government area, Etirung Dominic Etem, and other members of the community shared their experiences.
We live here with people from Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba ethnic groups, and we have no problem with them.
We are all one in Nigeria. We should strive to live in peace and avoid discrimination.
Nigeria is one. Like any other business settlement, every visitor is a potential buyer. So, when this trader Amadu Adamu sighted the NTA crew, he saw it as an opportunity to make some money using Ibibio dialect to woo his customers. Like other children born here, Isa Adamu from Adamawa State, who spoke to us in Ibibio language, says the unity of Nigeria transcends geographical location and religious beliefs.
If people will understand that there is no need for all this fighting, then Nigeria will be in peace.
Jude Believe and Enyekema Karimo, whom we met at Nasarawa Market, are core members of Akwa Ibom State origin who are currently serving in Taraba State. They are of the opinion that the uniqueness of Nigeria lies in her unity in diversity. They say their experience in Taraba State is not different from what they have back home in Akwa Ibom State.
There is no discrimination.
The people here are of the firm belief that Nigeria is one, and as clearly stated in the national anthem, they see Nigeria as one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. For Dateline 360, I am Marian Vincent Oko.
Freedom, peace and unity that must be upheld at all costs. Miriam. Now, to southwest Nigeria, Ibadan, to be specific, where Shola Wahid brings an admonition to advocates of a disintegrated Nigeria.
Ibadan is one of the largest cities in the country, populated by indigenes of various tribes in Nigeria. The city has continued to grow in business and size owing to the peaceful cohabitation of all residents. Over many centuries, Ibadan has recorded intertribal marriages and indigenization, which has promoted the integration of Nigeria's many socio-cultural differences. A case in point is the Serikin Hausawa of Ibadan land, whose grandparents lived and flourished in the town.
There are a long relationship between we, the northern community right here in Oyo State or in Ibadan, and our host community in the state. Even my first wife, she's an indigenous of Ibadan.
We married from other tribes, while they also come to us, Alaji, we have seen your daughters. We say, well, if they are the one we trusted, no problem, we guarantee them. Since you have known them for quite a long, no problem, they can marry each other. There's no any difference between we and other tribes living here.
It is a common situation to find among the people of Hausa and Igbo extractions living happily, doing business, and even taking Yoruba husbands and wives.
This is the most peaceful state in this country.
A frontline elder statesman and Ibadan chieftain, Chief Lekan Alabi, says Nigeria has prospective future in unity than disintegrate into ethnic nationalities.
The spirit of Lagelu, the Ife prince and army general who founded the city, to the time of Iba Oluyole, to the present Kabiyesi Olubadan of Ibadan land, Ibadan has been known as a city that welcomes all visitors, residents, or anybody who has come for legal business. We must all submit to the federal Nigeria constitution. That is, we are all equal.
Residents in Ibadan insist that to maintain peace and unity in the country, war of words, religious sentiments, and tribal feud must be avoided, while love and tolerance must be encouraged. All the respondents advise those fanning the embers of segregation to shun their agitations in the interest of the future of the country, considered as the most populated black nation and giant of Africa. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, reporting for Dateline 360.
A giant threatened, unfortunately, by hate speeches. A new trend demanding review for the continued unity of the nation. Okay, to a last report this edition, which rekindles the memories of the good old days and the need for total commitment to the unity and growth of Nigeria. Kaduna, capital of the old northern region, 100 years after, the role it has played as a rallying point for many is unveiled by Benny Adams.
Welcome to Kaduna. Right here where I'm standing is Ahmadu Bello Way, but it used to be known as Prince Edward's Way in the colonial era and also years after independence. You will agree with me that over time, Kaduna became a melting pot of not just the north, but Nigeria as a whole.
Following Lord Frederick Lugard's choice of Kaduna as a former military and administrative center, it became Nigeria's most diverse region with unique interactions that created a new reality. This new phase enabled fresh connections and unleashed forces that grew the city. And as the city grew, Kaduna made a lot of people, including this octogenarian, whose name is Francis Nnaegbuna, who was known and addressed to by the late Sir Ahmadu Bello as Yaro Maishago, meaning young shopkeeper.
I used to stay with Sadana and the rest of the ministers. Minister of Land and Surveyor, Amapateji, Gashash, many of them. Many of them, they don't know my name. They call me Yaro Maishago. They used to send me to Kingsway in those days to buy materials for them. I used to be their errand boy.
With nostalgia, Francis, also known as Fina White, recalls the non-existence of ethnic or religious boundaries in Kaduna of those days.
There's no discrimination during Sadana time. No discrimination. This is Igbo, this is Yoruba, this is Hausa. No, we were one. And we were doing everything together. I'm a Christian. I had to go to mosque because of the love I have for Sadana and the rest of the ministers, the way they they carried me up.
We mix up freely. We attend the Makaranta Alo, and my friend Halima that time will follow me to church. I will come back, we'll go to Makaranta Alo. I can recite the Quran. I'm a Christian, born again. But we didn't see anything. There was no beauty. It was a beautiful livelihood then.
For Yusuf Saka, from the southwest, Kaduna is home next to no other.
I'm close to roughly 76 years old in Kaduna here. Our parents were one of the developers in Kaduna here. They come when there's no anything, when there's nothing. So, and they have good intention, they have good mind, and they meet the good people, and they form a very respected way of life, and they live happily and go back happily.
How then can we enjoy more than ever the much needed unity in diversity?
If the youth can agree, if God can use them with prayer, revolution. Stop looking for money.
The important thing in any administration is to, remove issues of where do you come from. If you have anything to contribute, a lot of us are here for over 30, 40, 50 years. I know somebody who was born here is about 70-something years today. He has not left here, he has been here. His children, everything, they all grew up here and they married in this town. And such a person, you do not ask him to go and look for where he comes from.
In Kaduna, Penny Adams for Dateline 360.
Almost another electioneering period. Time, Benny, to be wise and shun disaffection and mistrust indeed. Our closing shot comes from President Muhammadu Buhari's New Year message to Nigerians.
Security of life and property is still top of our government's agenda. We have since beaten Boko Haram. Isolated attacks still occur, but even the best policed countries cannot prevent determined criminals from committing terrible acts of terror, as we have seen during the first years in Europe, Asia, Middle East, elsewhere in Africa and America. Our government remains determined to protect all Nigerians in line with our election pledge and promises.
On that reassuring note, we thank you for being part of this edition of Dateline 360. Our last word is captured by Irish philanthropist Bono, states that it is great to be united, but even greater to respect the right to be different. Bye for now.